Hello. Sorry.
Hello.
Krello. Welcome back to another thrilling. No, sorry, I'm not going to steal that. To another episode of Ash and Blood. On our last meeting, we were one man short. And so before I forget, there's a new set of rules that I've been looking at thanks to our friend Spaghetti About It. I won't give his real name, but we all know who that is. There's a little thing called World of Adventure that I'm going to be using some moves from. It's all within the Dungeon World system. But the first thing is that when a player misses a session, they get to roll. It's called I'm Back.
I'm crack. Wait, what?
I was playing with my water. I didn't hear. Can you say that again?
Yes, World of Adventure.
Thank you.
Thanks to Spaghetti About It on Instagram. He sent me a link to a Google Drive with a whole bunch of new rules. It kind of tries to fix some of the problems that Dungeon World has. And since we are 12 episodes in now, we've played enough with it that we can try and play around now with some of the different rules that they have. One of which being I am back, a downtime move for when you miss a session. So usually, if you just kind of miss a home session, you don't tell your GM what to do with your character, so you can make something up when you're gone. We already spoke about it, and so I will ask you to roll 2d6 plus strength because you were fighting in the last episode.
That's odd.
But for future reference, if you do something secret, you can roll Dex. If you train under somebody, you can roll Con. If you learn ancient knowledge or invent something, you roll Int. There's all different kind of explanations.
Okay.
That you can make
2d6, eh? Ooh, that's a 6 plus. Do I get any pluses?
Your strength.
No pluses.
No.
So just a 6.
So unfortunately, now we can pick up on where we left off last time. So let us start with Basilar. Basilar was able to not get killed by Chief Nazu, which was a high task to take on. He was able to rouse the crowd, open their eyes and their hearts to the matter at hand, attempt to get their support, while also trying to pry deeper into the chief to see what was making him the way that he is and the way that he has been. And through those efforts, he was successful. We also have Olim, who was attempting to kind of take everything in, attack from a distance with the bow that he was recently equipped with. But this kind of fast-paced battle, along with the recent revelation of the fact that there are people whose souls are being bound to dead or dying bodies. It was a lot to take in, and so facing potential death in a battle was something that he could not overcome completely, although he did assist in the fight with a beautiful arrow between the eyes. And so unfortunately you do not get any experience for rolling a 6. However, you do get a -1 on your next roll. So you can, you can put that in your pocket. You also do, I believe you get experience for failing, but you don't get the experience that it's supposed to give you.
All right, I'll take that -1.
Take your experience for for failing
for a rainy day.
Yeah, but so -1 forward just means on your next roll. -1 ongoing would mean while we're in a situation that pertains to this. Pequeno had a decision to make, or rather one of two. He could have decided instantly to fight and step in front of his friend Olim, who was faced with a battle, or let him take on his enemy and walk away. Peking, you did choose the latter, although he was greeted with a memory from someone from his past supporting this kind of decision to let the others handle the threat and not to throw himself into the fire. However, that was short lived. The battle required his help, and so he bravely stepped in, not only assisting his friends, but putting himself in the middle of combat, taking a sweet 12 damage in one turn,
Friend.
taking him very low. Um, and so I think when this battle is done, you will feel a sort of hollowness inside of you before any healing has taken place. You will have the weak condition, which
Ooh.
gives you a -1 to any strength rolls until
Okay.
it is dealt with.
Got shaky knees, boy.
And last but not least, the nameless one took in the situation, assisted Basilar in getting the crowd's attention, even getting one specific beer drinking man's attention well enough to have him help him rouse up the crowd, and then went straight into battle, targeting the most important person at every moment, deciding, moment to moment who to focus on, what to focus on, and found himself right in the middle of the explosion as Chief Nazu's decapitated body was about to explode. So, with the help of the other more fire-based characters in this map, they were able to stop the explosion from maybe not taking out everybody, but damaging everybody in an area. And this plume of purple flame comes out of both the head and body.
Damn.
And this quietness happens as kind of everyone holds their breath, not knowing what's about to happen, maybe closing their eyes and tensing up, waiting for an explosion that luckily does not come and hit their bodies. But when you open your eyes and you look around you, you see the crowd of people that were positioned more closely to the edge of the banister. They look shocked. There is no rousing applause. There are no cheers. There's just kind of silent disappointment in the arena. And when you look in the tunnels, you see that people had funneled in. They ran from the stands when they were roused by your speech and by your actions. A few of them took that opportunity to deal with the dead who had been piled up in one of the tunnels. And so you see some people being brought on stretchers, the last two finally being taken away as they took the opportunity that they had to kind of deal with them now, while all the attention was focused on the middle of the arena. The other tunnels are still full of people kind of waiting for something to happen, waiting for an opportunity or a chance to jump to your assistance if you ever required it, but y'all didn't require it. You dealt with the issue, and this kind of slow paced recounting of events meets the pace that we find ourselves on when we return back to the scene. This slow trickle of purple energy rains down upon all of you. Maybe some of you are looking up at it with curiosity in your eyes. Maybe you're tending to your wounds, but it falls like rain, like slow rain, and when it touches your bodies, you all get these not like flashes of memories, but like maybe like kind of in the back of your head of like a deja vu for something that hasn't even happened. Just this brief instant of remembering something as if it happened to you. Um, you remember feeling this scared emotion of somebody that you love being sick, the desperation of trying to find a cure, and that desperation being heightened when you realize that you're going to have to take things into your own hands. That a flash of like adrenaline goes through you before you feel yourself being caught, and betrayal, these emotions that you're feeling in these situations that never happened, and as soon as they appear, they're gone, and you feel that these belong to the body of Chief Nazu. The body sort of remembers the past, but the magic that was within him now falls upon you, and as you are remembering things that never happened, your body begins to do the same. And you all find yourselves, if you have not already, with full access to your abilities and your attributes, as your body remembers its strength, it remembers its speed and its constitution, its intelligence and wisdom, charisma, all these things that make it what it is. And you know it to be because of the magic, this unspoken magic that has only briefly touched you, but it has unlocked, it has opened something up inside of each of you. And no memories kind of come back, nothing of your past, just who you are. You almost feel more certain of yourself. And everybody watches. And I will move it. I will move it to the nameless one. Standing kind of in the middle of this explosion, you had enough control over fire to move it from you. Any parts of the explosion that might have eaten you up or exposed you to some harm, in a last minute effort, you were able to bend those out of your way, and you kind of just fall on this quiet scene with the fallen bodies around you and a kind of speechless crowd waiting.
Is he still holding the head?
That's my first question. How's the head look?
If you would like to be holding the head, the skull is still intact.
Yeah, it's just the skull now?
It's just the skull.
Yeah. I think I pick it up, kind of just hold it, and I would like to look at it, and I would like to try and use my ability of my dead eye.
Absolutely.
As I look into the eyes of Nazu as this purple kind of rain falls. And I think as I feel that power swell in me over what we've done, I want to know what happened to this guy. Something went very wrong for Nazu.
Okay. I believe we said you would roll 2d6 plus your main attribute. The last time we did this.
What's my main attribute? Is it wisdom?
Yeah. Constitution.
Oh.
I went over. I must have put in something wrong. You had 2 stats at 16. So
Yes, because I've leveled up a few times.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
then
you add
could
two
And then you changed it back.
Because I know I did something wrong as I was looking at what I had and what you had. So I looked at everything else and I was like, oh.
No.
Your wisdom was supposed to be 13. So you added 3 points into wisdom?
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
I'm level 4 now.
Holy shit.
What level is everyone else? Just for reference. 3. Yeah, and I'm 1 experience point from 5.
Jesus.
For you to know the DM.
Yes.
I failed a lot in the beginning, though, right?
Very true. Here, let me change it back right now.
Hold on. I lost the dice. See, this is why you don't have only one dice available.
Wait, you said you wanted only 1 dice available.
Yeah, but I lost here.
The folly of men.
The hubris.
Putting the stick in your own bike. God damn it.
Shit.
Okay. So that's
That's what we
plus
call egg on
2.
your day.
That's a 9 total.
Beautiful. You put your hand. What happens to your eye again when you activate it?
Yeah,
Also,
I think
you put a little
I'm
rat.
holding this skull. I stare at it, and the eye just like a 4-pointed star, like a ching. And that flash, I think like I lose myself into as I try to see the memory.
On a 7 to 9, I will offer you the choice between two Chief Nazus, his first life and the one that you just ended.
Ooh, interesting. The one that I just ended.
Interesting choice. Okay. So you see, and again, this is probably best explained in like flashes of short memories that all add up to one thing. You see him walking out of the same lake that you found yourselves at the beginning of episode 1. You see him being greeted in the same way that Izana was greeted, with a sense of familiarity and welcoming. You kind of see a different man. He's the same in like stature, but he doesn't have like the belly and the legs of a man who just sits and is carried around on a chair all day. So he seems a bit more robust, and you see a kindness that you haven't noticed from him as he begins to recall things of his culture, the different foods. Food brings back memories for him in his camps. Um, he gets his stones from an older chief in the same village that you find yourself. But it's a more like cultural moment of the giving of the stones, as this is somebody who doesn't have a family to do this with. The kind of community comes together, and he is presented with them. And as he moves on, you see him quickly fall into a state of being not looked down on, but being treated differently from people who are closer to the inner circle of the Ashlands. Um, and it kind of it reminds you of your own story. There are things that people say, and there are things that are happening, and things just aren't lining up for him. He sees people saying things and treating him in one way, and others who potentially should be treating him the same, they kind of, spit when he walks near them, and he just is trying to make sense of what is happening, of what happened in his past life. And you don't get the full picture of what happened on a 7 to 9, but you know that he found somebody who was able to tell him, kind of like how you found the man who gave you your name and it told you a bit about you, that he was banished for crimes in his past life. And you see him spending months and months with this person in quiet study and exercises to regain memories and knowledge and try and piece together his life. And when he comes to the realization of what happens, that kindness that he had in his body and in his face, it all fades away, and he becomes bitter and full of vengeance. And him, along with this person, they work towards making the best of his situation, keeping him out of the eyes of the other officials, but giving him the power that was taken from him in his first life. And he never returns to that kind state. He just becomes more angry with what he lost, knowing that he'll never get it back knowing that it was taken from him, but that he can never have revenge on the people who took it because they are far too close to the top. And so he mingles with those at the bottom and slowly gains power there, and just becoming more obsessed with power over time, taking every bit of it that he can from others, from any potential source that he can, never being challenged because he's kind of the big fish in the little pond. And then the last memory is this like stabbing in the gut of fiery rage as Basilar sings a song about how awful and how opportunist he is, and the things that he does, and seeing the crowd kind of cheer against him, something that they've never done before. They've never had the stones to do. And then maybe you come back and you just see Basilar. And for a moment that lingers, that hatred lingers, but then it fades.
Is there any information about the higher ups that that betrayed him, that banished him, that I'm able to glean? Because I think that for me, I'm like, yeah, he was a piece of shit. To the name us one, he's like, you deserved this. You made horrible choices, but they may have caused this in a sense. So I think that I'm paying a lot of attention to that piece. But it is only a 7-9, so
Yes, you don't get anything extra, but they're not, it's not this like fringe group of people. These are like the elected officials in the middle of the city making the decisions. And you know that you were among them at one point in your life. Maybe not like at the table with them, you're not sure of that, but you were
I
in that
mingled.
conversation. Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know. Reaffirming where I'm going. So I'm holding up this skull, and I see Basilar. Speech.
You want to give a speech?
You should give the speech, Basilar.
Oh, he's gonna look around to the, I guess, just awestruck people. Like, what's the, like? I know it's quiet.
Vibe.
What's the
What's the
vibe of? Yeah, like, are they like saddened? Are they like, again? You mentioned disappointed. So like, what is this like feeling I'm
Yeah.
getting?
So like, now what do we do?
So I'll give you a
Waiting for you.
I'll give you a passive perception, and then you can have the opportunity to roll like discern realities.
Okay.
You see, again, I think this has happened before. There's like a lack of eye contact towards you. People aren't broken down and crying. Nobody's angry. There's no big emotions. Everybody is kind of like hunched, speaking to each other in like hushed tones, but not secretive. Just like that's just all that they can muster up. There are some tears. You think some people are grieving those who had passed before you showed up, but those people are likely filing out towards where they are being brought out on stretchers. But other people they seem to like not, they don't want to leave as it is now. They're kind of like, the vibe is like waiting, and it's not necessarily towards you because nobody's making eye contact with any of you. But they're sort of like if we leave now, then like just going to be even more lost. They're looking maybe for some sort of closure or something, but there's no official to look towards because their chief is dead.
Right. Okay. And so you said I have to roll discern reality.
So if you want to, because if you fail a roll, bad things happen. So I'm not going to make you. But if you'd like to kind of peer deeper into the crowd.
I look at you, Basilar. I'm like, they need direction, and you were the one that brought ahead to this. Should be
Sure.
you.
Okay, so I think I have enough information from that to kind of go on, at least to begin with. So Basilar is going to try and give. That might be a good idea. All right, cheers. Thank you. Wet my whistle before I give a speech.
Wet my whistle. Also, great role players, so
That works
please
so
do it.
well.
But if you just want to roll and say a little, don't feel forced.
Hmm.
Obviously.
So he's going to look around to like everyone and try and kind of get eye contact with people. And he's going to say, "People of Bothos, this was a regrettable end to what could have been more of a peaceful conclusion. It is not what I would have wished. But what I believe would be the next step is for everyone together to come to a consensus of what to do with yourselves, what to do with the town of Bothos, to make it what it was, to make it a great town of the Ashlands once more. Retake your roots, regrow your culture. It's up to you. And I believe you can do it. Show me the pride of the Ashlands."
Career. Yeah.
You see that your what I'm naming your aura, the manifestation of your will, took its your William, took a knee next to you and bowed its head, and kind of assisting everybody to understand, to kind of direct their respect and their attention towards your speech. He will give you a +1. Now, I'm doing a little work on Basilar here because Bard was a very important class for me when I was making this, but Dungeon World Bard doesn't quite cut it. Do you, now that you kind of have unlocked your body's current potential, and you've gone through this very stressful fight where you had to use your words and your magic, in response to these things that were being thrown at you, not actually thrown, but you feel a more direct control of your spoken magic. So you can speak just as you are and not let your magic kind of influence your words, or you can. I think before it was like sometimes I would make you roll for it, like a magic roll, or sometimes it would just be parlay. But now you can truly choose, and you'll have like a new kind of set of rules for that kind of match with what you're already doing.
So he doesn't want to influence anybody into action. He wants everyone to hear him clearly,
Mhm.
and for them to like understand the words. Like it's not like, because I know like the magic of the Vorde is sometimes like in their own language.
Mhm.
That's not like what I was going for. I was going for literally just like a straight. Everyone can understand this, but I want it to be carried throughout the arena, so like everyone can actually like understand and hear it properly. Because he's like at the bottom of the arena where like everyone else is like on top.
Yes.
But like it was like scattered across the arena, really, or potentially like even in like the tunnels and wherever they happen to be. He wants just like his voice to be able to reach everyone.
Okay. You
But
did
like
eat the molo herb with this very expressed purpose behind it, and so it will be able to help you with that kind of action. That was kind of where my mind was for your aura, and so it can reverberate, and the sound waves can hit it, and it can push them out further. So it's not affecting the words at all, or with magic. It's simply acting as like a speakerphone for you.
Sweet.
And that can be kind of the +1 that you get.
All right. So it's still the
So it'll be a parlay kind of.
parlay. Okay. Let me quickly.
That will be
Parlay is charisma. Okay.
There is.
All right. So I have a +1 on top of my charisma.
Mhm.
Okay, so it's a 10.
Ooh, so charismatic.
on a hit. They ask you something for something, and do it if you make them a promise first. This is wordly, not accurate. So you're gonna see the old man that I think only the nameless one had encountered.
The one from the arena.
The one from the arena. And he will step forward and say, "Your words are truly powerful, young man, but I believe we all require action and not the violent one that we have all witnessed, though it may have been necessary. You've left us without a leader, and together you've broken our rules, and we just need something, some sort of direction from you."
I don't think any rules were broken that hadn't already been broken by the one you had called leader before. But what I suggest is that you amongst yourselves decide who best it is to lead your village, whether it be a single individual or a council of individuals that can run the town, for it's in its best interest. Because you, the people of Othos, know what's best for yourselves.
Someone else from a different part of the crowd, this pregnant woman, will step forward. Said, we don't know what was best. What we just how we lived was what was best. It was always what it was. This is not a change that any of us asked for. How can we know what's the right choice?
The roots of your culture, of our culture, are still strong. Come back to them. You know what it is to be Ashlandian. All of you. It is as simple as breathing when you really think about it. Fall back to that. Live your lives the best that you can. And do what it is that will bring prosperity to both us and to yourselves. Look for fulfillment, and you will find joy.
There's a bit of like straightening up, people acknowledging one another and acknowledging you all at the same time. And then Izindo steps up next to you.
He's
When
doing
the what? What did you say?
nothing good. It's your time to shine. Pat him on the back.
When the pillars first struck, what did the first true Ashlandians do? They rebuilt from the flames and from the ash. They built from nothing and created what we have now. So we should heed his words and do the same. Rebuild. Each of us who feels that they can contribute should step forward and help. We don't need a chief. We just need each other. So who's with me? And you see the guy with beer all over his front. Come on, you lazy lubs. We got work to do. We're gonna let these newbies come in and change everything themselves, or we're gonna have a hand in it. Come on. And he just steps forward with his new beer. You don't know when he took the time to go.
He
get
found
it.
it somewhere.
No one cheers with him. No one says anything.
There's like a hesitation in the crowd, but slowly a few figures step forward. Some of them gently pushed by those around them as a vote of confidence. Others just waiting for someone else to step forward first so that they can. But slowly and surely, you see 6 members of the Ashlands step up in the middle. And the old man stands among them, but not one of the 6. And he goes, "Okay, this is still my arena. We have cleaning up to do. The events of the day are over. Please return to your homes. Take care of the lost, as we always do. And we will return here again tomorrow and begin anew. Now get out, get out, get out." And some people kind of smirk at his demeanor. And people start to shuffle out as he walks towards you, Pequeño. And he reaches out for your hand with one of his.
Oh, hello. May I help you?
Usually, this is more of a ceremonial thing. We make a big deal of it, but doesn't seem like people are in the mood for that kind of thing. However, I saw what you did. You stood amongst these giants with their gifts as Ambeso, and yet you stood with them as equal. You could not bend flame or convince the mind to shake itself free of anything. You cannot summon animals at the snap of a finger, but yet
Well,
there you were.
well, thank you. Yes, that is true, but I've also not really tried many of those things you just mentioned.
What do you mean? We saw
Well,
you
that
at the
is-
ceremony. That is not your path to do any of those things.
No, certainly not. I just mean that I don't know. Perhaps there is a chance that it could be done. Not that I want it to be done.
Snap your finger.
I snap my
And
finger.
do a step.
No animals.
My friend, you are on the path of the Umbeso. You will seek power, definitely, but you do not have a leg up like the others. And so, for showing your own strength, for being able to stand with them in this arena and come out victorious, I will gift you what all Umbeso are gifted for winning in this arena.
Oh.
And with his other hand, he places a heavy circular object in your paw, and he closes your paw over it.
Thank you. May I know your name, friend?
Oh, goodness.
Your
You
full
know-
name, perhaps?
When you live somewhere for so long, everyone just knows
Your
your
blood
name.
type.
I haven't been asked this in many years.
How many lives have you lived, actually?
Yes. Oh, me? Just the one so far. Unfortunately, I get the gift of old age, but I hope to come back younger than I was. Yes, no, my name. You do know my name. It's a normal name that everyone has said many times before. Pilo.
Umpilo. Yes. Well, thank you, Umpilo.
Yes. Is there anything else that we can do for you, champion?
Oh, well, the first would be not to call me champion, please and thank you. If anything, I'll turn my gaze over to the group
Mhm.
Um,
I'm still holding
there,
this.
all the champions. Feels almost as if everyone here, even the people who have left, could be called champions today.
You are humble. And you are bleeding.
I
Perhaps
am.
I can help with that.
Please, it hurts quite a lot.
Come with me. Come on. He like puts his hand on your back.
Oh
And-
no, not there.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
And ushers you through one of the exits from the main arena.
I peek at the thing in my paws, like I'm not supposed to look at it for some reason, so I'm like trying to be careful.
You go and look at it. You don't see him like react or anything. It's a bunch of stones woven together in a sort of bracelet, and every other stone has a little faded bit of color, like a gem in the middle. But you see colors that match the ones that you've been familiarized with. But it doesn't kind of like light up. It doesn't glow.
Okay.
It kind of just looks like rocks with little shiny crystals embedded in them.
Okay. Yeah, I think I hold it, and the fact that there's no reaction or anything it is almost a little bit comforting. And it looks like a bracelet, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, so I'll put it on.
Okay. You put it on,
Oh no.
and the comfort fades.
No!
Everything kind of like just for a few moments, maybe 5-10 seconds.
How dare you.
The air is like crisper. You feel the dirt beneath your feet. You feel each one of the hairs on your body move alone. Yeah, it's this like you're tripping a little bit. The colors are brighter. The smells are stronger. The sounds are louder. And then all of your kind of senses return back to normal.
Oh my. I'll like look at it. I think I'll carefully take it off and then put it back on as I'm walking with this
Yeah,
guy.
yeah. You just like kind of find yourself doing that. Nothing special happens once you've put it on.
Oh, strange.
And he brings you to the back, explains like, "Oh, I don't think you're." Tries to like rub stuff into the wounds. It kind of hurts. He's like being a little rough with it.
Careful.
It's not working.
Oh my goodness.
Pour some water, scrapes it off. I'll have to do another approach. Starts to make you like tea, and starts to like mix stuff up together.
Just like wet and bloody while he
Yeah.
starts making tea. Like,
but you do feel that like that weakness still remains.
Okay.
Let's move over to Olum.
Sorry, before we do,
Mhm.
what is the golden armor guy doing during all of this? I forget his name.
He's being helped up and being brought to a similar room. His name is Kumbo. He's being brought to a similar room to Pequenu. He looks in bad shape, but there's no like huge wounds on him. He's not bleeding out. But like he seems like healed over, and every step is very heavy, so he requires a lot of help. Something happened to him.
Okay.
But yes, Olum. Is there anything that you need explaining from the last session?
No, I
guide your
think I'm pretty good. Yeah. We cricked his ass.
You did so. Your aura still remains with you, strong and waiting to build.
Sweet. Give him a high five. So much emotion. But yeah, I'm ready. I'm just taking in the scene and gaining more inspiration for when I go build.
Wonderful.
Standing by my friend Pequenu.
Well, Pequenu, you see him being brought.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, no, watching him, just taking it all in, smiling.
Okay. Olum stands and takes everything in. What does anyone else want to do?
I'd like to go talk to BB and Zindo.
Wonderful.
I think I give Zindo like a knowing look, having shared that conversation with him about the potential to change things, and his stance before that, and then his stance now, having made that speech.
He like
But I
rolls
bent
his
down
eyes
to
at you.
BB. Yeah, but I bent down to BB. I don't say anything, and I just go like put a hand down on her shoulder, kind of like, "Thank you for your help out there. Your powers are in need of some fine tuning, I think, but with time you'll be a great asset."
She like shows you her hands, like with like the burnt fingertips. You think that's gonna go away easy?
No, but the marks are evidence of the wisdom you've gained. And I look down at my clothes are burned to shit as well. And I look down at them and I look at her and I think like I take the mask off for like once and she can see me smile. And I'm just like, and I think that playing with fire always comes at the price. I need some new clothes. And chuckle.
Yeah. I think he could take care of that. And she points to one of the men who had stepped forward to kind of form a council in the middle of the arena. He's very well dressed, no jewels or jewelry to speak of, but fine fabrics, woven, silken, almost like showing off an array of different choices that he could make, and he just decided to make them all.
I nod at her, put the mask on, but I go to Basilar and Olam first. The two of you. We should speak with this council. Perhaps we are in need of equipment. I'm in need of clothing. But Chief Nazu's home is where the stones were that were used to pass through the barrier. Now is a good time to go there and take what we need.
So I think Basilar was like going to go to BB and like see if she wanted to see if her hands could get healed through his magic. Then like hearing like, oh, it's badges of wisdom, he's like, do you want to see if I can help your hands?
No, I'll wear them like badges of wisdom.
Okay. I'll go see if Kumbo and Pekinyu need my help, and then I'll come to the chief's place.
Hey, thanks. And like she looks at both of you. No one's been able to get my dad out of his shop the way that you guys did. She like looks over at him. Proud.
Don't think it's us that got him out of his shop. I think it was you.
Maybe it was me and you. And you. And you too.
Don't sell yourself short, little one. You're inspiring.
Did you see what I did with your shield?
Yeah, that was awesome.
It's really well made. It's really light.
Yeah, keep doing that. You'll get stronger.
I'll try. Dust yourself off.
But I look at you, Olam, and go, do you wish to go to Nazu's mansion quickly?
Sure, whatever you need.
It's before the council decides to divvy up in the way that they choose.
I just need to take this place all in for my masterpiece. Seeing the palace might help.
I lean in conspiratorially with you, and it's just like, I'm sure that he has some materials that you could use.
I crike the way you crink. I mean, I like the way you think.
Perfect. Then let us depart. We must get there
Let us
before
depart.
they send those to
All
guard
right.
the place and take what they need. Come.
I like hoist BB up on my shoulders.
Oh,
You're coming too.
okay. Bye, Dad. Just gives her an acknowledgement. So it's the three of you going off to the chief's quarters, and Peking, you being healed. Peking, you're given this very bitter tasting tea, and this concentrated like jelly to take with it.
Okay. Like to eat the jelly?
Eat the jelly.
You could like it just
Or is
like
it, like,
puts it in your
ointment
hand,
jelly?
and like
Do you
takes
eat the
your
jar?
arm and like puts it to your mouth, and like you can chew it or swallow it.
Yeah, I have like one hand that has like the goop in my hand, the other hand is like the teacup. I like sniff the tea. No way, I'm drinking that. Try the jelly.
Yeah, it kind of just goes down
Oh.
hard.
What?
Like
Like
it's soft in your mouth, and then like as it goes down, you feel it like drop through into your stomach.
Oh. Well, better to get it over with.
Drink it, drink it.
I just do it in one shot.
Do you drink the tea as well?
I just like sniffed it and I like kind of put it down.
He like insists. Like,
Oh,
pushes it
okay,
towards
fine.
you. Yeah, it's
Oh,
terrible. Drink
suddenly
up,
I
you,
don't. I
you
don't need
wuss.
this.
Come on.
I don't need this. I'm fine. The bandages will be enough.
Like pokes your wound again.
Ah! How
Come on.
would you do that?
Don't leave wounds to fester. You must heal them quickly.
Fine. This is all I need.
Well, you're gonna need to drink the whole pot.
What? Oh, take the lid off the pot. Pour the cup into the pot, and then I'm going to just chug the pot.
I'm gonna have to ask you to roll.
My danger guy.
You said we had all our sheet back.
Yes, you do.
No. Just metagaming here. All right, what do I got to roll?
So I think I'll just go with what Brent said. We'll make it a defy danger.
Thank you, Brent.
Don't choke.
Constitution, endure.
You get to choose, yeah.
Okay, not the best, but whatever. Terrible. That's 5. That's a 5.
So take experience.
Just like burnt the
EXP.
inside of my fucking throat.
EXP.
EXP.
So you drink the whole pot in a few big gulps.
Yeah, I just tank it.
And it goes down just as hot as it went in. And it burns your mouth. It burns the inside of your throat. But then there's already a burning that's inside of you. And all you've done is create a pathway for it to climb up out of
What?
the pit of your stomach.
Oh no.
You don't want a burning after you drink something.
And you
No.
like spitting out like whatever's like in your mouth. It's so hot, you're just trying to like expel whatever was in your mouth left, and coughing from the pain, and you cough out fire, and half the room lights up in blaze. What the hell? You're like backs up.
Just like screaming.
You, well, put it out, put it out. And he like just like tries to grab like anything, some blanket, start patting things down with it. The room's on fire. What do you do?
I'm just trying to catch my breath.
You ain't gonna, fire doesn't wait for you to catch your breath.
Quick, suck it back up.
How big is the room?
Oh
in?
gosh, let's say it's like if you take up 5 feet, a 5 foot space, it'd have to be like 25 by like 30.
Oh, I guess I mean just general. Like, is it a small space?
Yeah, it's a small room. It's not a
Okay, I
closet,
think
but it's a small.
the old guy. How is he dealing with the fire?
So he's just like he takes a blanket because this is kind of like an infirmary kind of thing.
Mm.
So they have blankets and stuff, and he's trying to like douse some things that are on fire, like the table and stuff like that. But that's not gonna cut it. The rest of the room is like the fire is eating away at things.
Yeah. Okay. I just grab him, and I'm gonna try and yank him out of the room with me.
Okay. That's going to be to defy danger once more. Move closer
Okay.
to the fire, grab him. There's some flames in the path on the way to the door that you'll have to move around or jump
Oh
over.
my
or
god!
just
What a
run
mess.
through.
Why would we leave, huh? We set the whole place on fire.
Oh shit! You guys left while I was in there. Fuck. Okay. So this is. Oh no! I have a -1 to strength. Right, by powering through, by dragging him with me.
Yep.
So that's another. No, that's a 6, but still.
Take another experience. You run through what? How does Pekinu react in a way that that results badly? Because Pekinu and fire are very closely related to one another.
Hmm.
And so what does the fire do to you kind of like mentally?
Can it actually be like a physical thing that happens? So
Okay, yeah.
basically, yeah. I reach for the man, so I approach him. Maybe I have to like step over or step into part of the fire to get to him. And as I grab him, you just see all the flame starts to like encroach on me. So maybe it's like already like climbing up onto us. So it's like as I stepped forward, it took that opportunity and like grabbed onto us.
Wonderful. And now he is on fire, screaming.
No, wait. And I'm, well, fuck, I failed the roll. I gotta try again.
He's taking you see he takes damage. The room continues to burn. This guy's on fire. This old man is on fire. You are now consumed in flames. Do they hurt?
I think that's up to you.
I will say that they do, as you are kind of rejecting them. You take 6 damage.
That's not good. Okay. I'm being burnt up. I want to save this guy, but instead of trying to throw him out, having to maybe even fight with him, I think I just dive across the room,
Okay.
and I hope that it follows me.
I will ask you to roll to defy danger. You can do dex. You can do speed.
This is tense.
I'll do Dex. I want to get away from him as fast as possible. Come on, man. 7.
Okay.
Oh, 7 to no.
7 to 9.
Yeah,
Oh, 7 to
mild.
9. Okay.
Mild.
Better than
Okay.
nothing.
It's going to be a conscious choice that you have to make right now. You think the flames, they won't hurt you if you call them to you. But this is also like a move that you can't take back. You've been avoiding this part of yourself for a while. You've had help to push it away. but now in this moment, you have to accept that you can move it, and by doing that, accept this part of yourself, or you can make yourself free, jump, roll, get the fire off of you, and get out of the exit, but the flames will eat up the room and the man in it. But either way, you would be safe. you feel.
Yeah. Well, Pequeno kind of has maybe just like a split second there where his heart's beating and he wants to get away. But that's been his instinct every single time there's been sort of like a confrontation with Flame. And the last confrontation, there was like a stab in his chest from the memory of Ophiogo. And so I think that memory sort of flashes, clutches his chest, and he's going to call the fire towards him.
What shape does the movement of the fire make? And then also keep going.
Yeah. I kind of want to I don't know if there's I feel like we mentioned something like this, but I don't know if it's real. There's like a push your luck kind of maneuver you can do or something.
Oh,
am I making that up?
I did you roll a d20 instead of a d6 to kind of. Oh, I think that was in the early stages when I was gonna do something else.
Okay, then let's.
Sorry, that was from Avatar. Push your luck was from Avatar.
Oh, okay, yeah, maybe that was it.
I was gonna do, I think it was a 3d6 thing, but then I decided to make it a d20 instead. Because I did kind of have like a push your luck, like you add another die to your pool, but then the odds of success and stuff change. But I just said fuck that, changed it to a d20.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll describe how the pulling of the flames. There's kind of like a weird little patch of fur on Pequeno's chest, maybe like a little bit of a tuft, like a little protrusion of fur. And the last couple days, it's sort of been stained a little reddish from where he was stabbed, and it kind of like coagulated and matted a little bit, and it created for the character sheet like a chest piece of armor, giving him bonus armor. But there's like a crack in the middle of it, and there's like a big red light that emerges, and I think it just starts pulling the flames in, like into his core.
Is it matching like real? Is it more realistic the way that the flames come to you? Is it more like they go in like a tunnel of flame and go inside of you, or does it kind of like burn up towards the ground and crawl up your body? Kind of like
it's like I mean, they're not staying in place, right? So they're sort of like moving along the ground, like burning as they get closer. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Very distinctly different from the way that you've seen other people bend fire. And what does it do to your fur?
Nothing.
Okay. Unburnt, unchanged into the core. Does the core remain lit?
Yes.
Wonderful. And you look around you, you see the damage that was done. The old man like crawling towards one of his tables, swearing, and you swear you hear the word genimental. And we will move on to the rest of the group. Unknown to all of this, what do you guys do? You make your way to Chief Nazu's humble abode. I will change the location to match. You get to the gates, and the gates seem to be closed as they usually are. What do you guys do?
Push the gate open.
Feels like it's locked.
Open sesame.
Remains closed.
Could have swore that'd work.
I was hoping it would. BB, do you know how to pick a lock?
No. Do you?
Of course. I use my shaping power to just unmake the where the lock is, the locking mechanism.
Beautiful. Do you unmake it by melting or just deconstructing?
That's a good question. I believe that if I want to do it quickly, I can just scar style just destroy it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that if I want to create, I have to do it. It's a roll, right?
You may unmake these things as well, but to do so without time and safety might require that you defy danger first. Okay. If you'd like to do so, you can roll defy danger, and I think it's by moving quickly. So you use your dex.
Can I don't know if you let me do this. I'd like to do it in a slightly different way. I would like to use intelligence to attempt to destroy only the locking piece. But if I fuck up, I'll mess up the whole area.
Okay.
So instead of trying to be quick about this, what I would like to do is be smart about it.
Okay. Quick thinking. That still works. Okay. I will allow it.
All right, I get a +1. Okay, that was bad. Okay. Oh my god, I almost dropped it again. Okay, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay. 7 to 9. You stumble,
No,
hesitate.
7 total. that was barely.
So you stumble, hesitate, or flinch. I'll offer you a worse outcome, hard bargain, or ugly choice. Let me just make sure the rules of your move don't have their own little thing. Yeah, okay. In this situation, it's not necessarily a hard choice. You think like you'll break, you'll not like break the entire lock, but like you do more damage to it than you meant to, or you can just not do this. But this isn't a place that you necessarily care about or care to leave in a good condition. So
No, so I fully break it.
Yeah.
And look at BB and go, that's how you pick a lock.
Whoa. Can you teach me how to do that?
Of course.
Cool. And she goes, and one of you can help if you wish. Brings the door open. You see like I have a handful, a very small, like 2 people remain that you recognize as his lackeys. And they stand up and look confused. What are you doing here? Where's the chief?
I hold up the skull.
And I'll like mimic Nezu's voice to like come from the skull. I'll be like, I'm dead. Like
Papa,
hiding behind him.
You're here with us, Basler?
No.
Okay.
Oh my god. How do I even make you roll for this? I can simply ask for a 2d6 plus charisma. But get your dice ready and I will just make sure there's not something better. Oh god.
Some sort of intimidation. I want to help by like bending fire into the skull so it has like fiery eyes.
I think you are. You can roll to help. You don't have to add the fire if you don't want to. I think just presenting the skull is a form of help, but you can definitely flavor with some
Yeah,
fire
just
as
for
well.
flavor, just a little
Okay.
spark.
Ding.
Um,
So Shadim, roll first, just in case you get like a 11, and then
Ooh.
we don't have to waste.
Plus my charisma,
It'll be plus
which
charisma.
is a -1.
Minus charisma. Plus you have a -1 from the
Oh,
beginning of the session. So -1.
okay. So that's a 4.
Okay. um,
but even with help, it won't do
yeah,
it.
but yeah, even with Basilar's help with the plus, like the +2 thing, even if you were to do that, it wouldn't.
Bassar's not here with us though, eh?
No.
No, before
Oh,
when you
then I
said
fully
Pequeno-
misunderstood.
yeah, he's near where Pequeno is.
Yeah, I wanted to try to help
Ah.
heal either him or Kumbo.
Okay.
So
Then we will bring it back to you after. Sorry.
yeah,
About that. So mark experience.
Yeah.
And the second guy that is not that did not ask where the chief was instantly draws his own bow and tries to aim it at you, my friend Olam. He on a miss is going to do 2 damage to you,
2.
just like in the side, in your meaty side.
That's a weird way to greet someone.
They killed the chief. Get them.
yeah, to swing down. And you brought this on yourself. Create the flaming brand, and I want to attack.
Wonderful. So we'll leave the high point of tension, and we will go towards Basilar. For the sake of the moment, we'll go back in time a little bit. You're in another room similar to Pequeno. You wanted to go with Kumbo, or here I'll give you. You can go with Kumbo, or you can stay with the unnamed woman who switched sides during the battle. They are both injured.
Yeah, I'll go to Kumbo first, because like he was there and like helping us and everything, and apparently like he's on his lackey, so
Okay.
want to help him out.
So he is brought, but he's brought by regular city folk who just help him walk there. You can kind of help him get the rest of the way once you catch up to them, and he will dismiss them and say, "I could take it from here. It's fine." Really grabs onto you once they leave, and you slowly make your way to a long table that's just high enough to get on with a little bit of strength from his arms. And he holds on to he's like his back and his front, but you don't see, like, he's removed his armor, but you don't see any signs of injury or bleeding. But that's really where the pain is, and he seems to be looking for the source of the pain. And he just looks up at you. So something is wrong. He took something from me.
Took something from you? He didn't like place something on you?
No. Are you injured at all? Do you have any noticeable blemishes?
Nope.
Okay.
The one attack that I was supposed to have gotten,
Yes.
you retconned
Yeah,
because the guy wasn't actually
Very
alive.
true. So you see him like manage his own kind of scrapes, and he puts a hand and he presses, and nothing happens. And he looks at his hands, and it's like hands are shaking, and like his whole body is kind of shaking from whatever is afflicting him. Please help me.
I'll see what I can do. I'm not sure if my magic would help, but let's see. Okay. And I think because I still have the will being still in the arena, I'm gonna try and use that to purge him of, or like kind of like exercise, I don't know, the evil that is in his system currently, or that might be in his system. I don't even know if it's something in him or what's afflicting him.
Okay. How do you you communicate to your aura directly?
So that's what I was trying to understand. Like usually, well, like last time we were saying, it's through the will, like
Mhm.
through my will, and so like I've just tried to like focus myself on like, okay, like he needs help, he needs my help, he's asking for it. How can I help him get back to like the state he was in before?
Um, your aura, this kind of tribal looking individual, puts a hand on your shoulder, and there's this like psychic lines that only the audience can see with their mind's eye, and it says to you, "I can't do that. Your will matches the will of the Vorde, and so you've summoned me from the past, but I can only help you speak to others. His injuries look beyond what I can do."
Then help me speak with the past. How has one dealt with such injuries in the past?
Now this will be a beautiful roll for you to make. It's going to be uh no, you know what? This will be I'll let this be bardic lore in this situation with your aura. There's no roll. You just encounter an important creature, location, or item about Legends of Heroes Past, which is
Spells and magics, grant histories of the known world, legends of heroes past. There's things that touch this.
yeah. So you have to choose one, but since I made your character, I chose Legends of Heroes Past, which this fits because this is a Legend of Heroes Past potentially. You are asking how people have dealt with this affliction. The GM must answer truthfully, and then I can ask you what song, tale, or legend you've heard that information in. So we'll see how we cover that. But he just communicates to you the best way that we know is time. What he has done is not permanent, but he has been robbed of his magic, and it will return to him because it is his, but he must wait.
You have no like estimated time, do you?
No, this is not a regular occurrence. This is the magic of the unspoken. We do not have much experience with it.
Okay. Cool.
Cool indeed.
Yeah. So do I have to say which legends is from now?
Uh, because of the nature of the campaign, I don't think you have to.
I have an idea.
Oh, well then go ahead.
Well, because this particular, I guess, a class or title has been forbidden, right?
Yes.
And there had to have been a reason as to why it was forbidden. And I feel like this could very well be one of the reasons why it was forbidden, why it came to be such a taboo title, because it has a way of depriving you of your connection to the Ashlands. Because magic is very much like the connection you have to the king.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you lose that connection, you're kind of losing your connection to like the land itself. because the king is just like overseeing everything, and his power is of the land. So if something can deprive you of that, and like deprive you of like who you are, like a core part of your identity, that in itself became seen as forbidden, because how could you do something so kind of wrong?
Yeah. Fully against everything that it means to be
Yeah.
ashen.
So there was like a legend of like, this is one of like the legends of how it became to be forbidden. Like there's different powers they might have that might have caused them to become forbidden, but this is one of them. The fact that they have this power to deprive. So they like one of the first of this title got angry at some individual who had wronged, like a perceived wrong that had occurred to him, and deprived and like kind of like basically just like stripped the magic from the person who had wronged him. And people saw this and were like outraged and just completely devastated at the fact that like this is a possibility that could happen. They may not have known this before. And so that became like one of the root causes of why this title is now forbidden.
I love it. And you know it to fit the stories that you've heard in your own life of this being quote unquote stolen magic. It fits that theme of stealing magic. And Kumbo looks at you. Can you
So
help?
I don't have a magic cure-all that can get you fixed up right away. From past knowledge, this seems to be, well, he kind of stole your magic.
How is that
It's-
possible?
I don't know. It is one of the powers of this title, but it isn't permanent. You will regain the use of your magics. It'll just take some time.
Okay. I believe you've already. It feels wrong. Well, nothing we can do, but. And then you hear the raging fire.
Crap! What's that? And I'll kind of run towards it.
He like moves to go with you.
Stay there. Rest.
He just watches you as you run to leave. And you finally catch up with Pequeno just as the last of the
doing all
flames.
this.
You see like kind of like the last of the flames go up towards him. So you didn't see just how much was covered. You can see from the damage, but you caught that kind of last bit of fire going to him. And the old
Like
man
hyperventilating.
burnt, just mumbling to himself. Hard to speak from the sheer amount of damage that he's just taken. But he seems to be crawling towards something.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just take like a quick look at Pequeno as I'm going over to the old man.
Basilar, please help him.
Are you okay?
Help him.
Yeah, okay. And I'll try and use my magic here to help him out with arcane arts.
Wonderful.
To give him a little bit of a healing.
Okay.
Clutch.
Clutch. So now I've kept all the regular options, but I've added some extras. However, you're using the healing one, so
Yeah.
nothing new should come to be seen. However, first I'd like to ask you to roll, of course, 2d6 plus charisma.
Yeah.
As your words speak to his
We
body.
didn't start the fire. So that's a 9.
Okay. Now, here's where the newness comes in. You decide the 7 to 9, what is called glitch. I've stolen this from Monster of the Week, so it is potentially balanced for this kind of system. You draw unwanted attention. Your magic reverberates to other targets, affecting them as well. Your spell is less effective or not last very long, or it has a problematic side effect.
So I think it's going to have its desired effect on the old man,
Mhm.
but in doing so, it's going to kind of draw like some of like what's like afflicting him and kind of taking it upon myself.
Okay. So you will consume not some of the flame, but some of the burnt aspects, the damage of the fire rather than the fire itself. Some of the like crusting of the skin, raw, layers of skin underneath reveal themselves on your body. But I will just have the damage of Pequeño's
Phrasing.
flame.
You just said that he's gonna consume the crusty layers of skin.
I said it. I meant it. You only take 1 damage, luckily.
Okay.
And you can roll the healing for this old man.
All right.
One crusty skin.
One layer of crusty skin.
All right. So it's a 6.
Very nice. You see more of the core parts of him, his face and his head and his upper body. They seem to be targeted first by this. And he gets some vitality back and he's able to crawl quicker. He doesn't waste energy getting on his legs. He kind
I
of
mean,
just
I'll help him up. Like,
it's like, oh. Reaches up and like knocks one of the like a mortar and pestle full of what looks to be dirt, and he just begins like rubbing it on himself. Thank you.
Yeah, she healing. Gotcha.
Yes. And it like hardens on his skin. Oh my goodness. I saw my wife for a second. I thought it was over. It's like rubbing it into his hair.
You really didn't like your wife, did you?
What? No. I saw her on the other side.
Oh, okay.
Oh, just kind of falls back, half of the stuff put on him, just catching his breath.
I'm gonna use a little bit of that too, actually. And I'm just on like the little parts of the one crusty skin, apparently.
Consumed my crust. Oh. He like looks up. You didn't tell me you were judgmental.
I didn't think anyone knew.
Yes. What do you think is out there in the wilds? Yeah. You don't show any of this. Oh, it doesn't matter.
Why is it a bad thing?
Well, I'm sorry.
I don't know much about them. We're just told that they're dangerous.
But why?
You can ask him yourself. And
He doesn't
he
seem
doesn't like
dangerous.
knock himself up, but he just like lays back and lets the healing take place.
But
You can still
Bikini's
talk
not
to him.
dangerous.
Oh, well, Basila, I think I am.
Oh,
I kind
why?
of just like look all over the room and there's just like scorch marks everywhere.
I mean, the Nameless one has done a lot worse than this. He blew up a campfire.
That is true. But Nameless is more acquainted with his flame.
And we gotta acquaint you with your flame.
No, that is not what I want. I am on Besso. I should have no flame in me.
But if it's a part of who you are, doesn't that make you more Bikini?
I don't want to talk about it, Basila.
Okay. You want to get some food?
I will join you. I don't have much. Don't have much appetite.
The others went to go raid Chief Nazu's house and go see what cool things you can find.
All right, but this Bilo, are you all right?
I'm okay.
Look, his crusty skin's already healing.
Yes, it is. Like the hardened like dirt, like going from like mud to dry dirt falling off of his body, revealing
16 months.
16 months.
Hey, shy.
Shy.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Not so shy about those subscriptions.
Yes, please go and get food. Don't be shy. You are champions. Just careful of that flame.
I grab his hands
Ow.
and I go, I'm sorry. I let go of his hands. I'll be sure to let others know that I am gentlemental. It should be the first thing I tell people now. I don't want to hurt anyone else.
Hold on. I didn't say that. It's just something unknown to us. We don't particularly love things that are unknown.
Truthfully, it's a little bit unknown to me as well. Ever since I've come back, things have been very different.
If you want advice from an old man, you don't owe anyone an explanation until you understand yourself. Even if I feel entitled to one.
Cheers.
Oh, much needed.
Thank you, Sheriff Daddy.
You know, it helps wash away the taste of the tea.
Yes. It should be doing its work inside of you. Just be wary, that's all.
Thank you, and below. Bazalar, shall we?
Yes, we shall. Away.
And
That
away. There you go. Do you stop off first to check on Kumbo and let him know anything, or do you go straight?
Where's his room? Is his room on the way out?
It's in like the same like section, the same wing of the.
We're headed to the chief's place.
I'm gonna stay here and to rest.
Good idea.
And so we move over, bow drawn at Olam. The other man takes out his saber. And you see some movement from inside the house. Nobody like rushing or anything, just like, some shadows moving past the window. So there are people inside, but they don't come bursting through the door or anything.
Looks like they
First
must
thing
be
I
waiting.
yell is, Chamba, protect BB.
And in your
Definitely.
mind, you hear like, oh, all the way back at Yoka's fortress where he's standing guard.
Oh, shoot, he's not with me.
over the
I
body.
think it. I say it, actually, and I look, and I'll be like, oh, shit.
But like you still like communicate to him, so he hears it and he responds back that he.
No,
he's
no, no.
coming.
He keep doing what you're doing. I'll be like, I forgot. Don't eat the body. Remember, just reiterate that. And I think I'll scoop up BB. I'll be like, shields up.
She kind of like puts it in the ground and just stands in her spot with it. Who would like to act first? As you're both being, one person aiming with a sword, the other one with a bow.
I'll let Olam go first. You didn't do combat last time.
Sure. More want to protect BB from stuff. This all happened very fast. Do I still have my little spirit dude?
Yes, you do.
I do?
Yeah.
Oh, baby. can I have him? He had like a big hammer, I think I said, or something like that.
Mhm.
Can I have him just like dig it deep and just kick up a bunch of dust right into their face?
Yeah. He does it as if he's drawing a line or like creating a divot in the ground to like build like to pour something in to build a shape. But he does it in a way where it creates a temporary like mask of sand and dirt and smoke.
Butte. And I think I'll try to get like a little distance. And scoop up BB. And I'll slide, take out a javelin, and whoop, and throw it out one of the dudes. Does this count as them being kind of surprised? Does the dust cloud like blind them or anything? Does it catch them unawares?
So you want to scoop, run, and then throw?
Yeah.
Okay. The scooping will be free because she's able-bodied fully, so she can just help be scooped. Grab onto you as soon as you get into reach. To run and then to throw, I'm gonna have to ask you to roll twice.
Mhm.
You're going to defy danger. You don't know what effect this had on the person at length. You don't know if they're running right. They're about to exit through the little cloud that you've kicked up. And you also don't know what they're doing because your vision is blocked as well. So it is a dangerous situation to act in.
Okay.
You
What
can
would
tell
I be
me what you roll
rolling?
with. If however you would like to explain it to gain.
I guess the getting away would be like Dex.
Yeah.
Like cloud. Zoop, zoom, zoom.
Zoom zoom.
+2 for my Dex. That's a dirty 10.
Hey. Okay, you do what you set out to do. The threat doesn't come to bear. A arrow loosens through this cloud, but it completely misses its target. Now he has no idea where you are, but you have a better idea of where he is from the trajectory of this loosened arrow. So I will give you a +1 forward for this next roll.
Ooh,
And this will
beautiful.
be a volley.
Can I call the shot since he can't really see me?
Yes, you can.
Hey, baby. Yeah, I'll try and ring him, hit him right in the head. Plus my Dex. I think it's written a little weird. Says,
Yeah. So do you want to choose head, arms, or legs? We'll
I'm
make
gonna
that
choose
choice.
head. I'm gonna choose head.
Cool. You
And-
remember where he was, how tall he was, roughly. You can get an
Assume
estimation
he's
of where he's
coughing a little bit, a little dust in his face.
a little sound, a little memory, a little instinct. So now, if it's a 10 plus, it is written weirdly. Okay, yeah, they do nothing but stand and drool for a few moments on a 7 to 9. Or if it's a 10 plus, you add your damage, and they also do nothing and stand and drool for a few moments.
Okay, sweet. I got 8.
Okay. So you go through, you hear, the smoke like drops enough for you to see that like you hit him like right on the bone at a weird angle, so it kind of like bounced off, but it just like really knocked him off for a second. Maybe like his brain shook in his head. So he like reeled back and got hit in the head with this quick arrow.
Javelin.
Has some dust in his eyes. And he kind of just stands there. doing
How's he
nothing.
still standing?
No damage because it's a 7 to 9, but
Yeah.
he is now doing nothing. The other guy, however, is not affected by this, and so he rushes up to you in like a stabbing motion from underneath, and you see his blade is trying to make contact with the middle of your body. Nameless one. What do you want to do?
He's trying to slice me. This
Slice
guy.
and dice.
Slice and freaking dice. Hack and
I
slash.
gotta try and defend.
Ooh, okay. Are
Yeah,
you
that's
powering through? Are you moving quickly? Using
sweet.
quick thinking? Are you charming him with social grace?
A quick
Uh,
curtsy.
Nope. I'm gonna defend. I'm gonna defend with.
Oh, true. Yes, this is defend, not defy.
Not defy. Yeah.
Yes, yes,
So
plus con.
I don't think I verbally said that I picked up the Naginata that I had created.
Okay.
It was and then Nazu blew up, so I don't even know that it exists still. So I think in this instance, I had said at the beginning of this fight that I did my burning brand.
Mm-hmm.
Can I defend with that? Would you make me roll the burning brand and then roll the defend?
So your burning brand. Oh, is that the Naginata?
No, the burning brand is
Your weapon.
yeah, I create a fire weapon.
Okay, so then you're gonna have to. We can see what happens when you did that.
Yeah. Because if I miss, I don't get it.
Yes, but I think you still conjure flame.
No, if I miss, I choose none of the tags.
Yeah,
Well, the weapon always
which
begins
means the
with
weapon
fiery.
has fiery touch and dangerous.
Okay.
But something bad happens. And
Yeah, so I would still have a fire in my hand. Yeah. Okay. If you let me roll that, that's a 3. Whoop. And then a 5 for an 8 plus 2 is a 10.
Very nice. Okay, choose 2 extra tags.
Sweet. So it always starts with fiery touch, dangerous. If I add hand, that means that I'm holding it.
Mhm.
And then I can get 2. So I think I would like to add +1 damage.
Very nice.
And so I create a flaming sword this time, a scimitar. And then I'm going to defend with it.
Awesome.
Hell yeah.
Man.
That's an 11.
Oh my god. On a 10 plus, hold 3. So stabbing you straight into the gut. How would you like to defend from this? You can choose one from any of the options. And you still have 2 more to use.
I can only use one hold at a time, or can I use like consecutively?
Like your one hold will like that will resolve something, and then you could potentially, if the danger is this big, you can kind of use them all 3. This is just a simple attack, so one should do it, so you don't have to waste all of them.
Yeah. So I would like to. Well, I can't redirect it to like his ally. That would have been fun. I definitely want to have the attacks damage on me.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I do want to use all 3 if you'll let me, because they don't really, they're not going to change anything.
Oh well.
I want to have the attack. I want to deal damage to him equal to my level. And in doing so, I want to open him up to an attack from an ally. So my ally would get a +1.
Yeah. Okay. I will say the have and the deal damage can be one thing. If you want to open them up, you have to that'll be a continuation of you standing in defense for the express purpose. So like the next thing that he has to do, you'll still stand in defense. So I'll give you 2 out of 3 options right in one swift motion. But then
Okay.
we'll see what happens with Olem, and then we can come back to that.
Okay. Great.
Okay, he is going to do. Do you block this with more flame than weapon?
Yeah, I think I'm doing I'm still holding the skull in the other hand, so I'm doing like a fencing, like flourish almost, to try and kind of like parry the attack.
Beautiful. That's going to be. What is this little grunt gonna do?
Grunt stuff.
Little grunt stuff. His weapon will only do 2 damage to you, so halved to 1.
Sweet.
And then you can do 4 damage to him, I believe.
Yep, I do 4 damage back.
How do you kill him?
I parry the attack. It maybe like nicks me, but I stab him through the throat.
Fuck you. False. You can remain in your defense position. You still have 1 hold, and so you can remain as such. The other guy doesn't even know what's going on.
Yeah.
You see, but he's still just reeling.
He's a mess.
Wiping his eyes.
I wrung him. Finish him.
You want me to act again?
Yeah. Go ahead. You're right there.
DM, is that allowed?
Yeah, he's standing there drooling is the wording. So
Wow. Okay. For the second session in a row, you say finish him. And then, like, fatality. Yeah, can I just kill him, or do you want me to roll?
no, yeah, he's 3 HP, so you can more than kill him. Finish him. And doesn't even like the last second he like rubs the dirt out of his eyes and he sees your blade, and that's the last thing that he sees as he drops to the ground. And BB like looks over her.
I cover her eyes.
Come on.
Focus on the battle, not the gore.
Okay. Wait, is that it?
No, stay ready.
Okay.
It's only the beginning.
You hear crying, a baby crying from within the home.
Oh, no.
I stalk forward.
Okay. The crying does not stop. You walk towards the front door. The front door is not locked. And so you open it up. Again, this kind of like open concept, very large, low ceilinged palace almost. And the crying kind of like bounces off the walls. There's no baby in sight, but it's clearly somewhere in here. And now you kind of hear like a shh, 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 shh.
The queen.
Huh?
I look over at Olam. Did he have a partner?
You remember the woman
Mhm.
ashing on the head of the baby.
Yeah. She's probably ashing on the baby again. Kren.
I have a deep chuckle. Let us pay it no heed then.
All right. Are there any more guards coming?
Oh. You hear a lullaby being sung from somewhere. She's not belting it out for everyone in the house to hear, but as the crying quiets down, you hear the soft singing of a mother's raspy, chain smoking voice. singing.
Hush, little baby.
Lisa.
But no one comes to greet or to attempt to defeat you. And the house is quiet.
When I investigate the house,
Okay.
light some torches, and go about.
Do you?
pillaging
Yeah,
and raiding.
I think you like when you do something like this. Maybe you like send fire to the torch, and maybe like Pekin's fire will just be like smoke will start to come out of the torch, and then it'll set on fire.
I go to sit in Nezu's chair.
Ooh, okay. While you are investigating Nameless One, Olin walks over to the chair and it overlooks not the entirety of the Ashlands, but more than you've seen from the lower city. There was like a hill that you had to walk up on to get to his place, and you know that his chair, kind of his back faces you if you walk in from the entrance, and everything is through this like magenta filter um, of the barrier, but you see some like tops of buildings closely packed together. They don't fit the same description of the houses that you've seen here that were more circular, made of vegetation and stone, kind of more simple materials. You see some like slanted roofs, but it looks like a more compacted dwelling, like a city almost that fits a description of a city that you, as Shadim, would more attribute to a place. It seems a bit far off, but it's like just enough within sight. And maybe you wonder, like for a second, why Nazu would want to sit here and
look
peek
over at the
over
city.
at the city, and not look over at his own city.
At his own city. Does seeing the city like this trigger any memories?
Does it? You tell me.
If it's big and bustling and it like looks like a compact like district, or like, I guess I think it would, but if it's just like more of just like a big village of it like hobbled together,
No, it fits more the first description.
then yeah, I think it would trigger something of his past life and home.
Okay, then I'm gonna have to ask you to roll a cheeky little spout lore.
Ooh. Was that intelligence? No.
Spout lore is intelligence. Yeah.
Okay. This is a fat +1. 8.
Okay, 7 to 9. I believe I just tell you something and you have to make it useful. But since this is your character, just give us a little tease, but nothing too concrete.
I think seeing the city over like this, I think a little bit of that old kind of like the grind, eternally chasing that grind of improving, growing better, and having a better stance in your homestead kind of fills with them, and maybe a sort of like family pride for something you do and trying to make it bigger and more, I guess, a part of something greater. I guess. I mean, that kind of like swells up in him as he's looking over the city. I think he kind of gets how someone could be corrupted by having this much power, or seeing a city feel so small from this vantage point. I think he kind of gets filled with that feeling. And he kind of says over to BB, So this is what glory feels like, huh?
Huh?
Look out. The city seems so crawl from here. Small.
Looks pretty big to me.
Something tells me there's bigger things out there. And I think I'll just ease back into Nezu's chair and kind of just contemplate everything that we've done so far.
It's not comfortable. It's like made of just stone.
And somehow that fits. Yeah. The place of power shouldn't be comfortable.
Yes. And so we will go back over to the Nameless One, rolling a cheeky little discern realities.
Ooh.
And let me know what you're looking for as well.
I'm looking for the stones.
You weren't here, I don't think, when Basilar found them. Would Basilar have told the group where he found the stones?
I mean, I mentioned them like what I found in the house.
Okay.
I don't know if the exact mention of the stones themselves were mentioned. Just the fact that like there was stuff everywhere, gold everywhere. I don't know if the stones themselves were
Okay.
specifically mentioned, but I mentioned the rooms where like all the treasure and stuff was piled up.
Okay.
So if
So
they're in there, then yeah.
give me that roll, please.
That's a modified 12.
Holy shit. Okay, you can ask me 3 questions. I think I know which one you're gonna ask first.
I guess what here is useful or valuable to me, which is what I'm looking for.
Yes. So you actually in the fiction, you don't find the stones. As players, you can know that they're in the seat that he sits on. He literally like sits on the powerful thing. Shaniva's sitting on it, so you don't find them. So I can't just like give that to you. You in the moment.
It's funny because I was gonna play around with the chair, like when it
Yeah,
came
you
back.
can
to
do it
you.
after, and then you can. From this role, you don't. What would be valuable to you? This is like a treasure trove, right? So it's like I don't want to go through everything that could possibly be here because like that's kind of the situation that you find yourself in. Within reason, anything that like you deem valuable that you would find in a place like this will be found.
So I think this is a good moment for the nameless one. One, I need clothes. So if I find like high quality black clothing, that would be something I would be on the lookout for.
Absolutely.
But I think this is a moment where there's been a few hints of like, I lived in the lap of luxury. I was in the center. I was making some decision. And I think like I'm seeing all of this stuff here. Is there anything here that reminds me of when I was deeper in the Ashlands?
Ooh, yeah.
Because I know gold isn't that thing.
Mm-hmm. I think you find a very simple robe. Like of all the shiny things and
Cheers.
the beautiful materials, I'm all out, unfortunately. It stands out by being so normal. And you know this to be one of the robes meant only for the highest ranked of the order. And it's like it doesn't stand out, but like I said, like by not standing out, it stands out. And that kind of like triggers that memory of what kind of people hold that position. At the top, you feel as if you remember that they weren't concerned with the flashy stuff. Like just outside the inner circle, potentially those people want to flaunt the power that they have. But the inner circle, that they have true power and they don't need to flaunt that. And so they just wear a basic pair of blue and white robes. And you kind of like hold it out in front of you and you get that feeling of it's either going to be anger or something else. I don't want to push that on you, but there is like a strong emotion towards those who were more powerful than you, but kind of looked down on a lot of the ways that other people lived and they lived, with true power and wielded it as such.
I definitely think it's injustice. There's like probably a bit of maybe self-loathing of like, I was there and I participated in that, and coming back to it now, it's so alien, it's so different. And even like coming through the struggles of this place, I think this is the moment that probably really clicks for me, where we were fighting like a man who his life followed a very similar path to mine, where something happened, he was banished, he was exiled for whatever reason, and he became so bitter as a result of this system that's been set up here that he decided to essentially ruin it for everyone else around him, to the point where he has this crazy mansion, all this power, and it ate him alive, quite literally. Um, and I think I'm watching like the parallel between the power that needs nothing and wants nothing all the way at the top, and the kind of least powerful out here that had to accumulate all this stuff. I'm also, I think, in this moment feeling the true nature of the Ashlands, which is death and rebirth. And I think that fire just rages out of control. I set these robes on fire and I burned the house down. I think I just go around and I start lighting everything on fire.
This is like passionate fire. You're burning like gold, like molten gold starts to drip as the flames eat up at everything, eating away at the fabrics. He had rooms full of like exotic plants and stuff. You see those burn up, very strong scents and smoke coming from that room, especially. Yeah, you see smoke coming from one side of the house, and it begins to like move down the house as if it's going through each room. Olam.
Yeah, and I do take the time to like put on the black clothing, like so I'm recovered, recentered, and I think now as I do this, it is passionate but methodical, calm, running my hand along the wall, just setting it all on fire as I go.
As you move, you feel like your clothes muffle the sound of the movement of your arms and of your legs. Like there's a silence around you that you didn't feel before.
Ooh,
Perhaps they're enchanted.
interesting.
But you saw no markings. Maybe that's what like drew them to you. They were kind of like they fit exactly what you wanted, but they didn't look to represent anything that you didn't want to bear on you. And you move through, and yeah, BB's like, I think he's setting the house on fire.
What? Huh,
Look!
baby? What?
It's
Huh?
like smoke begin like clinging to the ceiling,
Oh,
slowly coming out.
BB, go outside, and I'll like run to the sound of the baby crying.
I will say that you get up out of the chair and like you move the bottom of the chair, like you put pressure on the end so the other end like lifts and the stone like scrapes against itself and then falls back.
Huh? I'm like, hold on, BB, help me with this. Like, use the shield to kind of like, like.
The stone like falls to the floor, breaks, and you see a cache or a cache. That's one of those words that I only read and I never say. Is it cache or cache?
I say cache in my head.
Cache. Okay.
Yeah.
A cache of stones of fully formed bracelets.
Oh shit! I like this. BB, scoop this in your shield. I like put them into my shield. I'll be like, take these outside. Cover them up.
Okay.
And then I'll run to the baby.
Yeah, you get to like you greet the mother at the door, and she positions herself.
No, you need to get out. I'm helping you. God damn it!
She like almost like pushes past you, running with her
Yes,
child.
does need help.
Yeah, she just runs, You see like a little cigarette sitting on an ashtray with some smoke coming up.
I'll grab it. Smoke it. Standing in there.
Baller as hell.
This is a lot. And I'll kind of just like wait there for Nameless to show up smoking the cigarette.
You wait outside smoking, or you wait in the house that's
In the house.
Okay.
I'll wait.
Yeah,
So
you
you
see me
see him,
slowly
like,
coming
yeah.
up.
You don't hear him, you just see him. The sound
yeah.
of flames behind him.
I think the mask that you gave me was like kind of glossy,
Mm-hmm.
and so I think you see that like that fire flickering across my face as I walk up to you, and I just say, "It's time for a new beginning."
Cool. Or hot.
Indeed, Olin. Indeed.
One of the windows breaks.
I'd be like, kind of a shame. There's a lot of cool stuff in here. Oh well.
I'll help you if you'd like to get something very quick.
It's gone.
Well, I do have this. I hand you the pouch of I believe it was 20 gold or 50. How much
I
gold?
didn't say it was like more than anyone could need.
Yeah, it was like so much gold. I'm like, perhaps you can melt this down and embellish one of your next pieces.
You hold on to it. More of a sculptor.
I look at it and I go, I really have no need for this.
Into the fire it goes. He'll walk out.
Yeah, I drop it and follow you.
Slow motion, these two walk out of Chief Nazu's house. Flames just emitting out of every opening in the house, and the flames lick around the outside and catch the roof. Black smoke emitting from the house, and you walk down the hill back towards the city as the house is slowly collapsing in on itself. All the items that anyone in the city could ever wish for burnt, destroyed, crumbled down to ashes.
Oh, shit.
And we move to Basilar and Pequenu. At this point, you can be anywhere that you wish to be. I don't want to rewind time and make you get there.
Yeah, I thought we were. Well, we were like gonna go meet up with him, right?
Yeah. Okay.
We're just like down the street. See the
you
fucking
see-
building on fire.
Maybe you like.
I'm like freaking out.
Oh my god.
They need our help. What happened?
You see,
It's
like,
on
yeah,
fire.
BB's like at the gate at the bottom, holding a shield out like this, just like looking up. You like she doesn't see you. She's gonna just like looking up at the house.
Run over to Vivi. What happened?
Where are the others?
Need help?
The nameless ones burning the house down, and then you see like the wife and her kid like running down the hill, stopping for a second, like looking at both of you, and moving past you and continuing to run. We took these out, but I think he just wants to burn the house down.
Well, these are what we need to get like to where we want to go now. But okay.
I don't
Maybe
know.
Probably didn't need anything in there.
He's
The
doing
city
this
might have
intent-
benefited from
sorry.
something, but
What?
they can rebuild.
I guess that's scary.
It's a lot of power. That's why you have to be responsible with it.
Maybe I don't want to be queen. So I'm gonna burn my house down?
Not if you're the queen. I know you can be.
Can we go?
Yeah, let's go back to the fortress.
Okay. Picking you, I think he did What did you say? Intentionally?
It was intentional.
Yeah.
Okay. And well, they're still in there.
And like now you see like they're
The dark
figures.
silhouettes against the. They're on their way. I'll kind of like wave and point backwards.
You see fire like blow out through the front door towards both of them, and then it kind of like hit a wall behind the nameless one. And just
But all of them just gets
settle
like
in.
completely.
But like they're walking next to each other.
Yeah.
And you guys meet up.
Friends, it's safe to assume we're done here.
I don't think we have much of a choice.
It's time to move on. This place deserves a fresh start.
Didn't you want to speak to the council first?
What? No.
Oh, okay.
Like I reach over and grab one of they're like bracelets, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like grab a bracelet and put it on. I'm like, I think we're all ready to leave.
You experience that same, all of your sensations get heightened for a little moment in time and reduce back down.
We should at least let BB talk to her dad.
You seem pretty busy.
It's never too
I
busy for you, little
Don't
one.
think
Come.
I
he would
take a
be very
bracelet
happy
and
if
hand it to BB. It's up
you
to
left
you.
without saying goodbye.
She puts it on. You see this?
No. I guess I'll go grab one too.
And you all like there's this like it's you're connecting with everything around you, every sensation available,
Marvel at it. Like, whoa.
and then dies back down. Wow. This is the beginning. I don't know if I'm ready now. This was always just a dream. But now I have my own stones.
The dream's real.
What?
The dream's real.
Oh. No.
Does he make them real?
The dream's real. I guess we should go. It's like, do we have to?
No. Do you want to at least get a bag or something?
No.
Do you have everything you need to travel?
She like looks at the nameless one. I need a fresh start.
We also have that body to ask questions. Why do you run? And who is he? Then we're out of here.
I don't know if it's worth it anymore.
I guess not.
Pretty sure the chief sent him. Or at least because now we learned the chief can control people. So he might even have been controlling him.
I'd be like, Chumba, you can eat him.
Oh, well,
None of you hear it. Just only Olaf hears the excited scream and the mangling of the body.
I go to take BB's hand, and I look down at her and I go, well, let us begin. And I start to walk towards the barrier.
Okay. Leaving the city. Worse
Wait for Chumba.
than you saw it in some ways. But I think the lesson here is that sometimes if you need and if you want to start anew and your cup is half full, you must first empty the cup and start fresh.
2 steps back, 1 step forward.
And I think this is the perfect place to end the session as you approach the barrier, leaving this entire portion of the Ashlands and moving on to the next part. A round of applause to all of you for the decisions made. You understood the Ashlands perhaps better than those who only knew it. You came at it with a fresh perspective. Some of you not born there, and some of you born in different places in the Ashlands. And I think together you made choices that I think you might be proud of in the future. So, bonds. Were there any bonds formed today or resolved?
He's not.
And I'm going to say it has to be yes from at least one of you. After this episode, there's got to be.
Is the bond between me and Mizzou resolved in his death? I now have a nemesis for life, apparently.
I would say so.
Is that a creation of a bond, or
fucked?
I don't know if it's a creation or a resolution.
I would say it wouldn't, in the grand scheme of this character, it is a creation. As sometime and some place, you don't know where and you don't know when, but Chief Nazu will exit from the lake. No knowledge of what happened, but a burning sense of vengeance in every cell in his body.
He also didn't end the bloodline. First rule. Can I maybe have a bond with Olin? I want to. I feel like every time I get together with Olam, we fucking destroy something.
I didn't do anything. I just sat in a chair.
You let me do
I
it.
sat in a chair and took in the city.
We destroyed something.
Yeah,
we were a part of it.
He was the one burning shit. You're just smoking, going, okay.
What is a bird gonna do in a blaze? Yeah.
Do you agree to said bond?
What's the bond?
Discretion.
The what?
I don't know. You tell me. What is this?
I don't know. What? I just got your back, boyo. Yeah.
So perhaps we could say
Definitely to watch over BB as best as possible.
Ooh, you know what? Actually, that's something that I care about deeply too. So maybe that protect BB.
Perhaps you form a bond over that.
Yeah.
You both want to protect BB. And it'll only be resolved once both of you have an opportunity and take that opportunity.
Bring her where she's supposed to be.
Sounds good to me. Okay, end of session. Again, if this is the end of your watching of the ep, thank you very much. We are the Hexagon. We do this every week, 2 times a week. So come on back. If you're on YouTube, press play the next episode. Hopefully it's there. If you're on Twitch, come back on Thursday for some chittering ass.
The shittering thoughts.
But we shall continue with the EXP.
I'm excited to show you what wood I have hidden.
Bonds are done. Look at your alignments. Let us have a look. Let us have a gander. The goose and the gander. Pequeno, protect someone weaker. Did you do that?
Well, I kind of hurt them before protecting them.
But also
I-
save them.
I will allow it. It was a very direct choice to protect them and almost sacrifice something.
Okay.
So that is one experience. Victim gets flamed. I would say what you did to the house. All the valuable objects and plants and all that
It
stuff.
was symbolic.
Yeah, sacrifice to the flame to begin anew. So Brent gets an experience. Perform your art to aid someone else. I will say no. I know you cast the healing spell,
The old man was able to do it himself.
but yeah, and I would like this experience to be towards like one of the bigger like performing things that you do.
Okay.
Olam is
Yeah, help an animal or spirit of the wild. That I did not.
help an animal or spirit of the wild. Okay. And that is it for that. So we will ask the 3 questions. Did we learn something new and important about the world? Maybe.
Oh yeah.
The stones create clarity.
Stones get you high.
Gives you super senses.
Get you juiced.
Gentlemen.
Gentlemental
Oh, yeah.
truth will reveal.
The black locust are gentlementals.
Wonderful. Did you overcome a notable monster or enemy? I think we're just in the aftermath of you having overcome a notable enemy. So I'll say no to that. I don't think those 2 lackeys with 3 HP would be counted as notable enemies.
They're monsters.
They got wrong.
And did you loot any memorable treasure?
Yeah, the beads.
Yes.
The stones.
You got your freaking beads.
Oh yeah.
So that's
Didn't even have
2.
to show any titty.
2 experience from that. 1 experience if you did your alignment stuff. No bonds were resolved, so no XP for that. And with that, I think we are the Hexagon. Again, you can find us Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. What are you doing on Facebook? Are you 40 years old? If you are 40 years old, I'm sorry. Thank you for watching.
Wow.
You can catch us
We're not
here
far
on
off.
Thursday, where we. Oh God.
Don't sidetrack him. Keep on going.
You can find us here Thursday as we slowly crawl towards our old age in the Chittering Woods. A Dungeons and Dragons campaign with a lot of homebrew and a lot of cool stuff invented by our DM, Steam. He will be in this seat, but until then, thank you for having me. We are the Hexagon. We are Hexagon, and you're trash. Okay.
Johnny,
Bye-bye.
bye.
Have a good night.